This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening to all present for the session. Previous session, yesterday's session, learned, rather we had an introduction class. We also had discussed about what is the importance of the TallyPrime software, how it plays a role for an accountant to maintain his books of accounts, and what are the different editions of it, silver edition and the gold edition, and also discussing about the licensed and the education version. Yes, we also learned how to download the TallyPrime software. So before I proceed with today's session, I just want to confirm that all of you are able to download the TallyPrime software. Did you have any issues after discussing with the prerequisites, nothing but the required configuration? All of you are able to download it. Did you have any issues? Yes, so I've got responses. Yes, so I hope everybody are able to successfully download it. Fine. So I think all of you are able to successfully go for it. So I think we can start off the session. So let me share the screen with you. Yes. So we had discussed about this differentiation between the education and the licensed version. We also learned how to download the TallyPrime software. So today, of course, I need to discuss about few important components. I can say the key components before we start up with the TallyPrime software. Now, what all of you are going to do is, how do you open the details or the data which you had created yesterday. So all of you have your Tally Prime icon on your desktop, right? So you want to double click on that. Okay. So I'm going to do along with you. So what all of you are going to do is double click on the Tally Prime icon. It will take a few seconds. So now which option you're going to choose? It has to be either try it for free or continue in educational mode. So just click on the option of continue educational mode. So you get the first screen, select company screen. Yes, right. So how do you select back, or how do you select a company which you already created? Fine. So you have two options to select your company. Okay, clearly listen. Okay, so now that in this case, in my screen, if you observe, we have the list of companies. Yes, now out of these list of companies, I have to select the company which I have created yesterday. So how do I select it? I have two options. Option one, I can type the company name. Now the company which I created yesterday was NICT, right? So moment I type NICT, the company will get highlighted, and if I press enter, I can open my books of accounts. Right? This is the first option. The second option is, now if you observe, against the company which we have created, there is a 5-digit company number, 6-digit company number. If you observe, yes, here in my case it is 1 followed by 4 zeros and we have a 7. Okay, so we have a 6-digit company number This company number is assigned the for every company which we create. Okay, so either you can type the company number or you can type the company name. So if I type the number, yes, you could observe, right? So either of the ways you can select your company. You can reopen your books of accounts. Hope this is clear for all of you. So you can use either of the options to select back your company. Yes. So yes, so let's reopen our books of accounts. I'm going to type the company name here. And once I type, my company gets highlighted and I just press enter. Yes. So all of you, I hope you are in Gateway of Tally screen. So do confirm if you have opened your books of accounts. Yes. Yes. Now, before we start up anything, yes. So yes. So before we start up putting up the ledgers, putting up the entries, as I've told you, I'm going to discuss the key components in your TallyPrime software. Okay, which is very, very vital before we start the entries. Fine. Now, before I start off with anything, now if you observe, okay, the top or the where you can see the company data exchange go to is there, import, export, share, print, help. All these options are put up here above, right? This is called as the horizontal button bar. Okay, so what you're seeing here, we have company, data, exchange, go to option, import, export, and all. This particular bar is called as, or the space is called as the horizontal button bar. Okay, and here towards the right hand side, where you're seeing F2 date, we have, then company, we have. Okay, this is called as the vertical button bar. I'm repeating it again. The top bar here, which has all these options from company till health, this is called as the horizontal button bar. And on the towards your right hand side of your screen, you have the vertical button bar. Okay, and here you can see the current period, the current financial period. As of now, it is 1st of April 20 to 31st of March 20, and the current date will display. Right? Now, as I've told you in the first session, that when we are using the education of the trial version, we have date restrictions where we can put up entries on which days? First, second, and 31st. Not even 30th. It is only first, second, and 31st. The other day or the other dates we can't put up the entries. It would not be possible. But if I'm using a licensed version, yes, I can record the entries as per the date of the transaction. Right? So, so on the towards the left hand side of your screen, it shows the current financial period and the current date. Okay, if we want, we can view, we can change the date, and we can view the books of all. So we just click on that, we can change the date here. Okay, also we have the functional key for the same. Okay, so if we press F2, we can change the date, current date. If you press Alt F2, okay, we can change the page. So let me put up in the, yes. So if I press F2, okay, F2 is to change the current date. It could be while we are passing up the entry or here, anywhere. And if I use Alt plus F2, this is used to change the financial. Okay. Keys. So these are the two important keys. One is F2 to change the current date, and second is to change the to change the financial period. This is Alt plus F2, right? So if I use either of them, either I use F2, so you can change the current date, make it to 1st of April 23. So if you could just observe here at the top, it has changed to 1st of April 23. Also, if I press, and yeah, one more thing before I discuss with that, we now when you're using your laptops, What happens is now if you the functional keys plays a crucial role in Tally here from F1 to F12, okay, where you can see in your keyboard, right? So if you're using your laptops, you cannot directly use F1, F2, F3. You have to use the Fn, and then with Fn you're going to press F1 together. So Fn and F1 together you're going to use. Suppose if it is Alt F2, so what you're going to do is Alt Fn and F2. Three keys you're going to click together. Okay, so that's how you have to use the keys. So if I need to go for Alt F2 and change the current financial period, I'm going to use the Alt key, the Fn key, and the F2 key. So I can change the period. So I can type the previous year. I can and I can view the previous year's books of accounts. Fine. So this is how we can change the current date and the current period. Okay. And below we have the name of the company which we have created, right, and date of the last entry. Date of the last entry means is now whatever entries we're going to put up, okay, in our company, what is the last date when we have put up the entry, the date will be displayed here. Suppose I put up the entry on yesterday's, so yesterday's date will come as 16th Jan, okay, but in case of trial version it will only show first, either second or 31st, either of the dates, okay. So you can check up like when the last entry we have put up in the tab. Fine. So these are the few basic components which we have to understand. And towards the right, this is called as your right pane. Okay. And here, if you have this, a dialog box here in blue, this is called as the display menu. The gateway of Tally screen is being put up. So where we have the option of masters, we have transactions, we have utilities, we have reports, we have again the quit option. Okay, under masters, we can create the masters, we can alter the masters, we also have chart of accounts, which I'll be showing you now. And under transactions, we have the vouchers, which we're going to use to put up the entries, and the day book. Then afterwards, we have banking. Then we have these reports: balance sheet, profit and loss account, stock summary, ratio analysis. We also have abundant. We also have the other reports as well. So reports are abundant in Tally software. Okay, and the other reports, if you want to view, we can go to display more reports. So just click on that. We have all the reports which are being generated. Okay. Okay, so yeah, coming back to the discussion, right? So this is what I was discussing of the top horizontal button bar, a collection of buttons that provides quick interaction and is placed above the title bar. This was what I was talking of, the horizontal button bar. Yeah, the above one, this one. And next is what we have, the close button. Close button allows you to exit the current screen. Now, can you see at the right hand side above, we have this into mark here, which I'm showing you here. So, if you just click on that, you will quit Tally. Okay, in this case, if I'm in the current screen, suppose let's say I go to the vouchers, okay, okay, there I'm having an into mark. So, if I click on that, again I come back to the main screen. Okay, if I'm using the mouse, I can just click on that into mark. Suppose if I'm using the keyboard, I can use the escape key. Okay, so that is the close button. Okay, next we have is the right pane, which I've told you just now, where the menu is displayed. Okay, and the shortcut key for each menu is the letter from the option's name, which is highlighted in red. Now it is blue. I'm bringing the cursor on the option. I'll just give you that highlight here. Now, if you observe, now under masters we have the create, alter, chart of accounts, right? Now, if you see, in every word there's an alphabet which is highlighted. Now, in create, what is the alphabet highlighted? It is C. If I come to alter, it is A. If I go to chart of account, it is H. So what work or what function does it perform? Now, if I have to create any master, so instead of all the way using the arrow keys and then pressing enter or using my mouse, I'll just press C. So I can go to the master creation directory. So these are the shortcut keys we can use, okay, so that we can have a what do you say, hassle-free working on Tally. And I suppose if I have to alter any masters, if I just press A, so I can go to the master alteration screen. So like that, if you see in every case, if you go to vouchers, daybook, banking, balance sheet, profit and loss statement, stock summary, in every case there is one alphabet which is being highlighted. Okay, so instead of going all the way scrolling up and down or using your mouse, if you just click on that alphabet, you can directly access that particular master creation or the alteration or view the reports. Okay, that's what is being put up here. The shortcut key for each menu is a letter from the options name which is highlighted in. In this case, I just put up to blue. Okay, on bringing the cursor on the option, and we have the vertical button bar which I have displayed, which I have shown you just now, which is placed on the extreme right of the screen, which provides quick interactions. And let me tell you one important thing: when it comes to the horizontal button bar, it is constant; it doesn't change. I finish working with the entries, I'm done with the reports, but still these options remain the same, they don't change. But when I talk about the vertical button bar, now the vertical button bar, currently we are having F2 date and F3 company. It is clearly visible. Now see what happens. I'll just go to the vouchers. Okay, in the gateway of tally screen, in under transactions, we have vouchers, right? So if I just press enter on vouchers, can you see now the vertical button bar? How many keys does it have? How many options does it have? It is multiple. Okay. Again, suppose if I go back by using the escape key, fine. I go back to gateway of tally. I go to banking. Suppose. Okay. I go to check printing. I just go to the all items. Now can you see how the options change? What does this mean is, see, depending upon the screen which you're currently in, okay, the current screen is what we say, we have the features updated in the vertical button bar. So if I go to vouchers, if I go to one of the, let's say, contra vouchers, pertaining to the vouchers, we have the options visible in the vertical button bar. So horizontal button bar is constant, but vertical button bar is fluctuating. It is not the same. We don't have the same options with regard to all the masters or with regard to all the reports. So pertaining to the screen which we are currently in, the options keep changing. Okay, so it is not the same. It is it changes, right? That was the vertical button bar. Next, if I talk about the calculator pane, of course, calculator pane I will show you when I'm putting up the entries, which can be used for calculation purposes. Now, we do have a calculator as an accountant, we have our phones, right? We have all accessories, but Tally software also has an inbuilt calculator, right? And for that, of course, we have the shortcut key as Control N, which I will also discuss again when I'm putting up the entry. So, nothing to worry about it. So we also have an inbuilt calculator to make up all the calculations when we are putting up the entries in Tally. And the last is information pane. Information is this displays the details of the product, the version, the license, and the configuration. So where you can view this is obviously, yes. Now currently you're in gateway of tally screen, right? Main screen. Now in your horizontal button bar, can you see at the extreme right side of your screen, you have this F1 help option. I hope all of you can locate this F1 help option. Just click on that F1 help option. Yes, and you can see there about is there. You can see there's an option as about. Just click on that about. I'm using the arrow keys and yes. So yes, if you click on that about, this is the information about the software which is being displayed here. Okay. So yes, what is the application we are currently using, what is the current release 4, and in which drive. Of course, we have in the C drive where our data is being stored, saved, and what is the application status. Currently we're using the education version, right? So all this is being put up on the right hand side, of course, where the data is saved, in which location, and are we on the LAN connectivity, and what is the client server, ODBC server, and what is the operating system, Windows 10 we are using in this case. So all this is being put up in your product info is what we say, right? So that this is the information. And below you can observe, yes, I have discussed that which is the company which supplies the Tally software, right? It is Tally Solutions Private Limited, yes, which you can see up below, at the bottom. And next to that, you can have one important year, 1988. So I've told you in the first session that 1986, that was invented, it was called as Putronics. After 2 years, it was renamed as Tally. That is in 1988. So you can see the company as well as the year. Okay, so this is the information pane. What was, I mean, the one which I was discussing about. Fine. So till here I have discussed. Do you have anything to ask or yes? Yes. I think you have a lot of queries here. Um, yes, I'll come to Jerita later. Yes, Shruti, what does the configure mean? What you're not able to open? Again, configure option is shown for me. Go to if configure and accept is there, please go to accept Shruti Narayan. If you have the configure and the accept option, please go to the accept. Okay, and coming to Rida, I don't have the vouchers. Balance sheet period account is also not seen. Currently, you're in which screen, Rida? If you're in select company screen, those vouchers will not be displayed. Accept option is not there. Okay, fine. Or if you could just share your screen, it will be better, Shruti. Probably I can guide you on that. So I'll just stop sharing. If you're able to share it, are you ready to share the screen? And I'll stop sharing. If you want, you can share the screen. You can just let me know what's wrong there. Okay, right. Yes, Rita, you need to tell me currently you're on which screen so that I can guide you.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes. Is it? Yeah,
Can I
Rita,
talk,
tell
ma'am?
me.
Ma'am,
Yeah,
actually, like
please, Rita, tell me.
everything, I can see everything, ma'am. But then I
Yeah,
can't see. I have very less options. Like I don't have balance sheet, ma'am. I don't have vouchers. I have only
okay.
banking, ma'am. I have only like banking transactions and only few of the things written. Like you showed me that screen, no, ma'am. The side right hand side. In that,
Particular button bar.
only few I
Yeah,
had. 1 minute, ma'am. Okay. Yeah, this one gateway of tally, ma'am. In
yeah,
that banking, I have only check and statements. So under that, I have
yeah.
bank reconciliation, deposit slip,
Okay,
payment advice. And then in check,
okay.
I had check printing, register, and post dated summary. Only so much, ma'am. I don't have other
Yeah.
things.
Not an issue. When we come to that report side, we will discuss about it. Okay. Now,
Okay,
nothing.
ma'am.
Don't break your head. Fine. So, but
Okay,
currently you're
ma'am.
in gateway of Tally screen, right? You are
Yeah,
there.
yeah, ma'am.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Yes, Shruti. I'll stop sharing. You can share and just let me know. Fine. Yes, Shruti. You can share your screen now. Yes, Varsha. Could you please repeat the F1 to F12 keys usage in the laptop? Varsha, I'm answering your question. Yeah. See, F1 to F12 keys usage. Varsha PS. In case, see, if you're using your laptop, you have the functional keys, right? From F1 to F12. So when you're using your laptop, you cannot only use F1, F2. If you observe next, you have that FN key there. Now you have that caps lock shift control buttons, right? Next to control, you have that FN key. So what you're going to do is press the FN and F1 together. Suppose if you have to use any option, if I tell F2, it should be like F1, Fn plus F2. So both together you have to use. If you use only F2, you know, volume mode, aeroplane, I mean the brightness mode, all this will start working in your laptop. So whenever you're using the functional keys, make sure you're using both, that is Fn and and the functional key together. That's it. Okay, I hope I'm clear. Yeah, fine. Yes, Shruti, you're not able to share the screen. I think you have to make some arrangements for that. Because if you share, then I will okay, ask organizer to make you the presenter. Fine. Okay, give me a second. Yes, I've given you the permit, Shruti. You can share the screen. Okay, so configure more actions, and of course, so what you can do is, Shruti, yes, you can go to alter, just click on the alter option. On no, on the alter. Yes. Okay, no changes are found. Or give it as okay. Give it as okay. Yeah. Now go to more actions. Huh. So can you see an option above there as install new? Above? Click on that install new one. Yes. Now can you see that install option? Click on that install option. That's it. Your tally is ready. Yes. So now once it is getting installed, yes. Now you click on that start tally print. Yes. Now you can create your company and you can start working on it. So I think it's all fine for you, Shruti. Yes. Right. It's done. Shruti, just provoke and just make me the presenter. Shruti? Yes. Right, so I hope all the issues are being sorted out. Yes. Fine. Right, so I was talking about the information pane. So, yeah, you can press the escape key and you can come back to the API tally screen. Right, so, yes. So, going further, now in the first class, we had learned how to create the company, right? Right. So, now what you're going to do is, yes. Now I've shown you the option of how do you select your company, right? Either you can type the company number or you can type the first few alphabets of your company. So I hope you have tried both the options. Second is, suppose if you're having multiple companies, let's say we have the main as well as we have the subsidiary, or the branch books of account, so we can how create other companies as well, and as well as we can select the other company by using the option of Alt F3, which I'll show you now. And we have the concept of shut company. What a shut company is, without quitting the TallyPrime software, we can close the books of accounts. So let me show you first is how do you select another company. Okay. Now suppose let's say now I'm having as Jayanagar, okay, NICTs. So next, like I have to create my other branch books. So I'm going to create one more. So what I'm going to do is, okay, all of you can observe in the horizontal button bar, we have the option of company here, where we have Alt K, we have company, right? So you can just use Alt K, otherwise you can just click on that company tab. Okay, just click on that. You have the option of create here. Okay, so just click on that create option, right? So now I'm going to create as NICT, let's say Maleshwaram example, right? Considering, assuming it as my second branch. Okay, I'm not going to fill up the other details. Just to show you how we can work upon selecting the other company. Fine. So I'll just give it as Control A. Again you get the company features. Control A. Now, if you can observe that we have the company here, we also have the branch as well, NICT Malaysia. So now we have two companies which are open, right? Yes, all of you are able to do this. So now, so I'll repeat it again. Now, currently your company is available, right? So you want to create one more company. So what you're going to do is, I'm repeating for those who have not got it. What you're going to do is, in your horizontal button bar, you have the option of company there, correct? Yeah. So just click on that company, and then can you see we have the create option there. If you click on the create option, it goes to the company creation window. Okay, now all of you have created one company, right? So just create another company with not putting up the other details. Just give the name, it's more than enough. Even though if you give the state, don't give, it doesn't matter. So just give the name. Once you give the name, just press Control A to save the company. Fine. Then it goes to the company features. Again, you're going to use Control A to save those features. So once you do both, you come back to the gateway of Tally screen and you have the company, main company as well as the branch books which is being displayed in your gateway of Tally screen. I hope all of you have got this much. Yes? Yes. Okay, done. Now, what you're going to do is, now if you could observe that two companies are open. Now the question is, we have the details or the data which is being put up here, right? So the question is, which books of accounts are being put up here? Is it the head office or it is the branch? So how do you come to know is, if you could observe at the top, you have the company which is being put up right now. Now it is being displayed NICT Malaysian here. It has been highlighted here, correct? So NICT Malaysian books will be put up here, okay? And not NICT. So if I want NICT means if I click on that, I'll get my NICT books which is being displayed here. So like this, we can work simultaneously in multiple books of accounts. It could be my main or the head office and the branch books, yes, or the main and the subsidiary companies. So like this, I can work on multiple books. I need not close one and work on the other. So this is how I can change over my companies. Fine. Now, coming back to the option of how do you select your company and how do you shut your company. Now, I'll come to the shut company option and then I'll come back to the select company option. As I've told you, what is the shut company option is? What is the option of the shut company is? Without quitting my TallyPrime software, I can close the company's books. Okay, so how do we operate that is the function key for the same is Control F3. So if you will just observe here, I've put up as Control F3. Okay, so if I just press Control, I'll repeat it again. If you're using your laptops, it will be Control Fn F3 all together. Control Fn and F3. So you get the shut company option here. I hope all of you are able to get the shut company option. Right. Now, in the shut
Ma'am,
company, if
can you
you
please
observe
repeat that?
the shut company option, currently you're in which screen, Maya? Are you in gateway of Tally screen?
Yes, ma'am, the same screen.
Fine. So you have to press Control F3, Control Fn F3 if you're using your laptop. If the desktop means Control F3 directly. So press Control and F3 together. Did you get this option of shut company?
Yes, yes, ma'am, got it.
Okay, fine. So now when the shut company, you can see both the companies are here. We have NICT as well as we have this NICT Malaysia. Now I have to select which company I need to close. Of course, there's no multiple selection. Yeah, you have to select individually. So which company you have to close, that company you have to select it. Fine. And as I've told you, against every company which we create in Tally software, the company number will be given assigned actually. So if you observe here for NICT it is 07 at the last. For NICT Malaysian it is 08 at the last. Suppose I have to close, let's say Malaysian. So what do I do is either you use the mouse or you can use the arrow keys. So I select NICT Malaysian. Once I select, I will press enter. This is how I can shut the company. Fine. Now, NICT is also NICT is now visible. NICT Malaysian is not visible, right? Now, if I have to close NICT also without closing your Tally Prime, again I will press Control F3. So if you could observe, NICT is being displayed, and if I press enter, I'll come back to the first screen which we saw, that is a select company screen. Okay, this is how you can close multiple companies. And how do you select back? Select back is, let's say I will select NICT, I'll press enter, and I will reopen, and I have my NICT. Now I want NICT Malleshwaram also to be open. So what do I do is I will use that time Alt plus F3. Okay. Yes. Now all of you are able to successfully shut the companies, both the companies. Fine. So I'll repeat it again. How do you select back your company? Now, if you're in select company screen, you're going to select back the first company which you created. So you're again back to Gateway of Talent screen. Now, the second company which you created, right? I have to I want that books also. So what do I do is I will use the function key Alt F3. If you could just observe here, I've given your C. It is Alt F3. Suppose if you want to view that option, you can press Alt K in your horizontal button bar. Alt K is the option which is being put up here. Now, one more thing I want to clarify with you is, can you see below K we have a single line? Below Y again we have a single line. Again all the options. So whenever there is a single line, how do we define the key? It is Alt K. If there are two lines beneath the alphabet or beneath the function key, we are going to define it as control. So if it is a single line like this, it will be like Alt key. If there are two lines beneath the alphabet, it will be control key. Okay. So now if you use Alt K, you have the company tab which is being displayed, and you can see there we have select company option, right? Yes. So I'll show you again. See, I go to the Alt key option, and you can see here we have select company. So what is the function key associated with that? We have Alt F3. So if you just click on that Alt F3, you can select that other company also. That is NICT Malaysia. See, I will just, yes. As I told, either you can type the alphabet or you can type the number. Option is yours. So I'll just press enter. This is how I can select another company in Tally software. Hope you're able to work on this. How to shut company, how to select back, how to select another company. Yes. Right. Right.
Ma'am,
So hope you've got, yes, yes, Praveen. Tell me.
ma'am, if it is double and what did you say, ma'am?
If it is,
It has two lines under the letter.
it is control bar. It is control.
Okay.
Now, suppose, let's see, if the option is like this, I'll give you the same options. If it is only F2, I'll define it as F2. Suppose if it is a single line here, okay, I cannot put up here. Yes. Give me a second. Now, suppose, let's say, if I have this option, let's say I give it as F2. It is only F2 I'm going to define. Suppose if it is F2 and beneath there is only one line, right? You're not going, there's only one line. So what I'm going to do is it will be like Alt F2. Okay, Alt and F2 together. Suppose if there are two lines, example, okay. Suppose instead of one, let's say there are around two lines like this. So it will be defined as Control F2. Because I'll show you the keys practically. This is how we define. If there are no lines, it is F2 directly. If it is only one single line, it is Alt F2. Two lines means it will be Control F2. Okay, this is how we define the keys. Hope it's clear, Pragati.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Right. So now again both the companies are being displayed. Right. So now we have learned how do we select back the company, how do we shut the company. Now how do we make changes? to the company which we have already created in the tally. That's called as company alteration, which you can see in the screen here. The fourth option, to alter the company. Now, to alter the company is nothing but, suppose, let's say we have shifted our office, or we have shifted our company, the address has got changed, or there's a change in the contact information, or the email ID, or the website of the company. How do we update these changes? Where do we update these changes? What are the steps involved in that? That we won't check it out here. That's called as company alteration in time. Fine. So the steps I've given here, practically I will show you how to go for it. Now, before I make any changes to the main company, let me close off this NICT Malaysia. Okay, right? So, and which option do I use now? To close, it will be shut company, which is Control F3. So if I press Control F3, I'm going to select Malleshwaram. I'm going to close Malleshwaram books of accounts, so that I'm having only one now. Okay, right. So now we will go for the company alteration now, company alteration option. So what we are going to do is we are going to press Alt K. Yes, if I press Alt K, I'll go to the company tab, right? So when you go to the company tab, below create, you have the option of alter. I hope it's visible. Below create, we have the option of alter, and you just press enter on the alter. Yes, now currently on which screen? You're the company alteration window. You are in the company alteration window. Yes. Now, this is the screen where you can make the changes. Let's say the contact number is being changed, the mobile number is being changed. So, what do I do is I will go to that option. Okay. Yes. And I will change the contact number. Exactly. So I made the changes in the contact details. Once I finish making the required changes in the company alteration screen, I have to save it by using Control A. As I told you in the first session, how do I save the changes made to the current screen? By using Control A. Or you can also press enter until you get that accept yes or no window, confirmation window. Okay, so you can make any small change like this. Either you can change the email ID or the website or the mobile number. Okay, so once you make the changes, save these changes by using the option of Control A. This is how I can go for the company alteration. So we have learned how to create a company, how to alter the company, how to shut the company, how to select another company. Okay, right? And the last two options are being left out. That is, how do you change between two or more companies, and how do you delete a company? Okay, right? So let's go for the other two options. Yes, we have the last two options here, to delete the company and to change the company. Delete, I'll come at the last. Okay. First, let me go to the change company. What is this change company? See, that time I had created two companies. One it is NICT, one is NICT Malaysia, right? So now I'm going to select back NICT Malaysia so that both the companies are displayed in my gateway of tally screen. So what I'm going to do is go back to my gateway of tally screen. Okay, so currently I'm having this main company which is being displayed. Okay, I'm going to select back NICT Malaysia, right? So how do I select back? I will use the option of Alt F3. So if I use Alt F3, I'll go back to the select company screen and I will select NICT Malaysia again. I'll press enter to select back. Right. Now, as I've told you, the books which have been put up in the gateway of tally screen, that is the day book, the vouchers, it will pertain to NICT Malaysia, which has been highlighted. Suppose I want to change back from NICT Malaysia to NICT. Switch over between two or more companies. That's called as change company in tally. Either you can use the mouse. So if I click on NICT, it'll come to NICT. Or if I click on NICT Bhubaneswar, I can switch over. But there's a function key for that, and the function key is F3. That F3 only is a change option here. The last one which I've given here, that is change company here, right? So if you could observe here, change company I'm having. So that is the option. So what I'm going to do is if I press F3, can you see here we have the change company. So Tally is asking that would you like to swap or change over to the other company? Yes, I will select NICT and I'll press it. Either you can use the mouse or you can use, if you're using the keyboard, the function key is F3 for that. Okay, this is how we can use exhibit the change company option. Fine. So till here, is everything clear for all of you, or do you have any doubts? You can let me know because a delete company is a it's a final what do you say component, the function which you're going to perform. But before doing that, I want to confirm that are you clear from company creation till company? I mean the change company option. Yes, I hope it's clear till now. Before I do with the delete company, I just want to confirm from your side, are you clear till now? Whatever has been discussed.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, for change of the company, ma'am, if I click
Yes.
Alt and F3, ma'am, nothing is happening. Only the brightness is increasing, ma'am.
And I told you that time, Vrida, if you're using the function keys, you have to use Alt, Fn, F3 together. Fn key will be
Huh,
there
huh.
in your laptop.
Okay,
If
okay,
you
ma'am.
that's what I want you to increase or decrease the brightness.
Yeah,
Alt
oh,
F3 is for
okay.
select company. Change means after selecting you can exhibit the change company option. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. So shall I proceed with the delete company option? Yes. All of you. I hope all of you are ready for it. Right. Done. Now, when it comes to the delete company option, you have to be a little careful. Okay. Why? Because let me tell you one important point here. When it comes to delete, see, when it comes to the shut company, what happens is currently I'm closing my books of accounts. Again, after some time, I have to work on that. I can reopen my books and I can work, or the next day I have to work, I can work. But when I talk about the company deletion, okay, yes, when I talk about the company deletion, which you're seeing here, the last but one option, once I delete the company, I can no more work on that. In the sense, once I delete it, if I want the company back, Tally is not going to give me that company again. Okay, so now we are going to go for the delete company option. Yes, even though you may think that if you're using the educational version, it's fine. If you're using the licensed version, we won't get it back. No. I can say practically out of 100 cases, luckily one or two cases they would have recovered once it is being deleted. So once we delete a company, there are very less chances of getting the company back. Okay, and it is a fact. Yes, it is a reality that once deleted, it is gone forever. So we don't have the option of getting our company details back. Fine. So now we are going to go for the last option of company deletion in Tally. But for that, please listen carefully. Now you have two companies which is being displayed here, right? We have NICT and we have NICT Malaysia. In your case also there will be two companies, right? Now what you're going to do is you're going to close the first company which you created. I want all of you to close the first company in the sense where you had given all the address details, the contact details in detail, right? The first company which you created, you're going to close that. So how do you close that? How do you shut that company by using the option? Which option? It is Control F3. So if you press Control F3, you go to the shut company and you are going to close the first company which you created yesterday. Okay. So I'm going to close that off because I want that company, right? Now, The second company which I have created today, I'm going to retain that company, okay? And this company, I'm going to delete it. Yeah, I hope all of you have closed the first company which you have created and retained the second company which you have created today. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to delete this company. And what are the steps for it? Let's start. So, what you're going to do is all of you, you're going to press Alt K. Okay, again, if you press Alt K, you have the Create Alter Chain selection. In that, you're going to select the Alter option. Select the Alter option for the same. Press Enter on the Alter option. Yes, we are in the company alteration window. Okay. Now in the company alteration window, all of you are in. Now you're going to use the key Alt plus D. Alt plus D. D for delete. This is the key which you're going to use. It is Alt plus D. Okay. See, I've given here. Give me a second. Yes. So we have here Alt plus D. Yes. If you could observe with the screen, you're going to press Alt plus D. So moment I press Alt T, can you see this option is delete? All of you have got this delete option? Yes or no? It will come.
Can you please repeat?
Yes, Jerita. Now currently you're in gateway of Tally screen, Jerita. Your second
Yes,
company
yes,
is
ma'am.
being displayed.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So what you're going to do, Jerita, I'll repeat it again so that the ones who have not got you can just work along with me. Yes, I'll come back then, right? Now currently, you see, I'm repeating again how do you delete your company. You're going to press Alt K, or you can see the company tab right in your horizontal button bar, the first one. Just click on that, and you can see the alter option here. Okay, just press enter on the alter option. You'll be in the company alteration screen, and from company alteration screen, you're going to press Alt D, and you get the option of delete yes or no. I hope all of you have got this.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine, good. Now just press enter once and see what happens. What is the question being posed again? Are you sure? So there's a double confirmation. Are you sure? Because once delete, please don't come and expect that you're going to retain your company details back. Once deleted, it is gone forever. That's why there's a double confirmation. Are you sure? So if I press enter, the company will get deleted permanently. I'm not going to get the company back again. Okay. So moment I press enter, it is gone. That's it. See, I don't see NICT Malaysian in this list of companies. I only see NICT. I only see NICT. I don't see NICT Malaysian at all. So I hope all of you are able to delete the company, the second company which you created. Yes, very good. Right. So this is how we operate the six, you know, I can say the functions. How do we create? After creating, how do we select back? How do we select another company? How do we shut the company? How do we alter, delete, and finally change? And then finally is delete company. Okay. So all these functions we have put up for the company which we have created so far. Okay. Next, let me talk about the concept of groups and ledgers in Tally. Okay. Now, if I ask you a question, suppose if I now I'll give you a list of ledgers. Okay. Before giving that, all of you can select back the first company which you have created. The first company, select back that company, and come back to Gateway of Tallies. I hope all of you are back. in the gateway of tally stream? So now suppose if I give you a list of ledgers. Let's say I say as plant and machinery, furnitures and fixtures. I say as motor vehicles. So how do you categorize all these three? Plant and machinery, furnitures, motor vehicles, land and building. How do you categorize them in your financial statements? Yes. We can put up your answers in the chat box. How do I categorize them? Plant and machinery, land and building, all these when I'm preparing my financial statements. Very good. So yeah, it is so Varsha has prepared the tangible assets. I also get from Harini as assets. Yes. So and a couple of other replies as well. Yes. So you categorize under tangible assets, right? Tangible assets. Yes. So the tangible asset, what you're giving the identification, the categorization, that is called they are called as groups in tally. Rather, I can say tangible, fixed assets. So this is how we categorize in Tally software. So if I have to create ledgers, I have to create ledgers and I have to put up, categorize them under the respective groups. Okay. So that is called as a grouping in Tally. Okay. Yes. So the next concept which I have to discuss is about the groups. So totally we have 28 groups in Tally, and these groups are referred as schedule. And I don't have the work of creating these groups. By default, Tally will create all the groups for me. My only work is to create the ledgers and categorize them under the respective groups. And this plays a crucial role because wrong grouping can cost your entire, I mean, entry is still the financial statements. Everything can go wrong if you are not good with the grouping. So everything can go, on a toss. So you have to be very careful when you're categorizing the ledgers under the respective groups, right? So totally, how many groups does Tally software give us? It gives us 28 groups, out of which we have 15 primary groups and 13 we have as a subgroups in Tally. And the default groups can be altered but cannot be deleted. Now let me tell you again one more important thing, that the masters, the features which are being created by the Tally software, as a user, I can alter them, I can use them, rather I can say I can apply them in my entries, prepare my statements. Yes, I can do all that. But I don't have the rights to delete those masters, to delete those features which Tally software has created, except a few they are there. But major things we cannot do it. So if I talk about the groups, we can alter them. Alter in the sense we can change the name, activate or deactivate any feature. We can do that. But I don't have the rights to delete that particular master or the feature which Tally has created for me. That's why I've given this point that they can be altered but cannot be deleted. And most important, the groups are not used to pass day-to-day transactions. Now, suppose if we are going to purchase any plant and machinery, how do we put up the entry? We debit plant and machinery and we credit either cash or either bank, right? We never say debit fixed assets and credit cash or bank. Yes. So groups are not used to pass the entries, and the ledgers are used to pass the day-to-day entries. And very important, groups are used to mention the behavior of the ledger. So just now all we told that is a tangible asset, fixed assets, right? Nothing but how according to the ledger, we're going to categorize them under the respective groups. This is a short discussion about the groups in Tally software. So let me show you the groups where they've been put up. Okay. Yes. So I hope all of you on your gateway of Tally screen. Now in your gateway of Tally screen, can you see that chart of accounts is being there? Under masters, you have the option of create, alter, chart of accounts. So can you see that chart of accounts, all of you? Okay. So just press enter on that or click on the chart of accounts. You go to the chart of accounts list, and the first option we have there, groups. Just press enter on that groups. Now can you see these are the list of groups which is available for a user, under which we have to put up the ledgers. From the branches or divisions to suspense account, all the groups are being readily created by the Tally software. So totally, can you see the number at the bottom? We have 28 groups in Tally. Okay, yes, the total number is 28. I hope all of you have got this. All of you are able to view the groups, right? So, so now after talking about the groups, let me talk about the ledgers which we have. Yes, now all of you know that how ledgers are important for a transaction, right? They are referred as the head of accounts and they are required to pass the day-to-day entries. Groups we don't use, rather ledgers we use to pass the day-to-day entries. And obviously by default Tally creates two ledgers. One we have the cash, second we have this as a profit and loss account. Okay, so we can view these as well. So 28 groups have been created and two ledgers have been created by default, which appear as default masters in Tally. So how do we see those ledgers? So what do I do is I am going to come back to the gateway of Tally screen, the main screen. So I'll press the escape key. If I press the escape key, I'm back to chart of accounts. Again I press the escape key and come back to gateway of Tally. And let me tell you one important thing. When you're using the escape key, be a little conscious. Don't do it a couple of times, otherwise you can also go to quitting your Tally software. So you have to be a little slower, very careful when you're using the escape key. Okay, so we'll just come back to the same screen where you are currently in. Okay, so how do you see those ledgers? You have two options. Also, to view the groups, also you have two options. You can go back to the chart of accounts, and can you see below groups you have ledgers over there. So if you press enter on ledgers, if you could observe below cash in hand, can you see the cash is being there? Let me show you that. Yes. This is the first ledger, and the second one is at the bottom under liabilities and a suspense account we have profit and loss account. So these are the two ledgers. Always ledgers are put up in italics. Okay. So this is the first ledger, that is cash, and the second ledger is profit and loss account. These are the two ledgers which are available. Okay, so hope all of you are able to locate the groups and ledgers. Yes, should be what is the concept which I need to repeat of? Is it at the groups or is it at the ledgers?
No, it was the ledgers part. Now I got it.
Have you got it?
Yes.
Right. So we have the groups and ledgers. So totally we're having how many? We have like two ledgers. So you can see at the bottom we have 28 groups and two ledgers. The number is also clearly defined here. Okay. So again you can press the escape key, come back to your gateway of Tally screen. Okay. So this is how we can view the groups as well as the ledgers. Okay. So let's create few ledgers now. Just a small, session of creating ledgers. Then we can use these ledgers to put up the entries later. Okay. So yes, there's a small table which I've given here. Yes. So you can create these big. You can create these ledgers now. I've given the path also above. How do you go up to that? From gateway of Tally, you're going to go to the masters. Under masters, you have the create option, and the create option you want to select the ledger. Okay. So here I've given a couple of ledgers: Shams Capital, SBI Bank, a bank ledger, a furniture ledger, again shares, rent, and one of the suppliers as BC traders. So if I have to create a partner's capital account, I will create it under the group of capital. If I have to create a bank ledger, it could be SBI Bank, it could be HDFC Bank, it could be Canara Bank, any bank ledger, I'm going to create it under the group of bank account. Third, if I have to create any plant and machinery, land and building, furniture, I'll create it under the group of fixed assets. If I have to create a ledger on shares or mutual funds or any kind of short-term or current investments, I'm going to create it under the group of investment. Suppose we have to create any rent, salary paid, discount allowed. All these I will categorize under the group of indirect expenses. Okay, and coming up to the last one, that is BC traders. Assuming that BC traders is a supplier for the company, I will categorize under the group of sundry creditors. Okay, so like this, we are going to categorize the ledgers under the respective groups. So what all of you are going to do is you're going to create these ledgers under the groups. As of now, we're not going to enter any other details. As of now, later on we can just put up the details. Okay, so that you will also have an idea of like how the ledgers are being created in the Tally software. Yeah. So let's start creating these ledgers. So first we have is the Shams capital to be created under the group of capital account. So I hope all of you are in Gateway of Tally screen. So I've told you on the Gateway of Tally and the Masters you have the create option. So press enter on the create option and please select ledger. So I'm having Shams capital. And you need not give account or A/C does not require. If you give the name, it is more than sufficient. Okay, if you just give the name, it is enough. So I'm giving a Shams capital. Now under name in the brackets, can you see that alias is there? Alias is nothing but the other name or the other way or the nickname of a lecturer or any other master. Short name, nickname, or the other
Ma'am,
name of defining the master. Yes, ma'am.
ma'am, can you please repeat this? Where did you find this ledger thing?
Are you? If you're in Gateway of
Ledger
Tally,
creation. Ledger
yeah.
creation. Where did you find that?
Yes, pa. Now you have to be in Gateway of Tally for the same. Under Gateway
Yes,
of
yes.
Tally, you go
I
to the
found out
create
list of
option.
ledgers.
Not not the list of
Uh,
ledgers. I'm not talking of the list. If you're in
okay,
Gateway
ma'am.
of Tally, you go to the create option. Press enter on the create option.
Okay, ma'am.
Then you see the ledger after group you have ledger.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Press enter on that one. Now you're
Okay,
under
ma'am.
ledger creation. Got it?
O- Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So here you're going to give the name of the ledger. As I've told you, Alice is nothing but the nickname or the short name, the other name of defining your master. So you do not give the alias, you
Excuse
do
me,
not fill up the
ma'am.
details. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
after clicking ledgers, what should I click, ma'am? After clicking ledgers?
After clicking ledgers, no, from gateway of tally, did you go to the create option?
Yes, ma'am, I went to the create option.
Okay, press enter on ledgers.
Yes, ma'am.
So are you in the
I
ledger
got
creation?
assets, liabilities, expenses, ma'am.
I think you've gone to the groups. Now just look at the screen here. Are you in the master creation window?
Oh, 1 minute, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am. No, I am in chart of accounts, ma'am.
No, you should not be in chart of accounts, dear. See, okay, I'll come back to gateway of tally. Okay, now come back to
Yeah,
gateway
ma'am.
of tally. Okay, now can you
Yes,
see
ma'am.
that create
Yes,
option
ma'am.
is there? Click on that create option.
Yes, ma'am.
You come to the master
Yes, ma'am.
creation screen. Okay, there you have ledger.
Yes,
Press
ma'am.
enter on
Got.
ledger. Got it? Yes. I hope all
Yeah,
of you have
got it,
got
ma'am.
this. Yes, yes. What about the others? Have you got it? Yes, Shruti and the others. Yes, have you got it? Yes. Fine, fine. Very good. So I think you can proceed further. Right. So as I've told you, just type the name of the ledger here. Press enter. You go to alias. Press enter again. Don't you not type anything in alias? Okay, fine. And you come to the list of groups. This is what I told you. So how many groups we have in total? We have 28 groups. And out of the 28, we have to categorize the ledger under the respective group. Now here, what is the group I've given for you? Sham's capital account will be created under the group of capital, correct? So what I'm going to do in here is, now it is showing for me capital account already. So I'm not going to change this option. I'm going to select that select that particular group. So how do I select it? I'll press enter. So if I press enter, yes, my group is being selected. And you need not worry about the other features, other masters. I will discuss this in the upcoming sessions. Right? I hope this much all of you have done. You have given the name and you have categorized it under the respective group. Yes, all of you have done this. Yes. So how do you save this ledger? What is the function key I've told you for this? Sorry, the shortcut key. It is
Control A.
very good. It is control A. Super. Like this, you want to create all the ledgers, right? So the second ledger is what? We have to create SBI Bank under the group of bank accounts. So you can quickly create these ledgers. Again, yes, let me tell you one important point that we need not keep on scrolling up and down. Remember, I'd given how I selected Karnataka, it is KA, right? Like that, BA, automatically that particular group gets highlighted. And please select the first group, that is bank. Don't go for the OC, that is your cash credit and the overdraft account. Please select the first group, that is the bank account. Press enter on that. That's it. And about the account number, IFSC code, we need not worry now. So after you create, put up under the respective group, just save the ledger by using Control A. Okay. Next, which is the other ledger? Furniture under the group of fixed assets. FI. That's it. Don't make any other changes. Don't worry about the other features at all. Just give the group and you close it. Next, do we have which one? We have shares and Infosys. INV, that is the investments. Again, control it. Like this. Rent paid and BC traders. Rent paid. Again, indirect expenses, right? So it is IND, right? So we select the indirect expenses. Control A. The last one, BC traders. Under the group of sundry SUN, sundry creditors. That's it. Again, control A. So I put up the table for you. So you can just see here and you can just finish off those lectures. So if you have done, we can close the session. If you haven't, let me know. In case you're doing it, finish it.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
ma'am, when we do, like when we enter the accounts, ma'am, like Sham's capital account, then we have to save it, ma'am.
Control A. Control A you use to save your lectures.
Yeah, ma'am. But where is it getting saved, ma'am?
I'll show it to you. I'll reveal that. You just press Control A and your ledgers will get saved.
Okay.
I will let you know where
Okay,
you
ma'am.
can see these ledgers.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. All of you have finished working on the ledgers, creating the ledgers. Fine. Superb. So I hope it is clear till here, till this stage, right? So your question would be curiosity where I can find my ledgers which I've created so far. So get the answer right in your next session. So until then, yeah, let me keep that curiosity on, right? So I hope it's clear for all of you. So we'll come to the end of today's session and we'll meet up in the tomorrow session. Okay? Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.